Part of the Supreme Court's job is to make sure the law is clear and all the courts know how to interpret it. The Miranda case and 3 others like it were bundled together and argued before the Supreme Court for over 2 days. One side fighting to protect civil liberties in police custody, the other fighting to give police all the freedom they needed to solve crimes. The Miranda decision split the court 5-4.
I think it's fair to say that on June 13, 1966, when the justices read their opinions, they were very passionate about what they were doing on both sides.
Chief Justice Warren read his opinion for the majority in favor of Miranda's right against self-incrimination. He says the police have an unfair psychological advantage in the interrogation room. They have all the power and can operate in secret. It is not physical intimidation, but it is equally destructive of human dignity.
It's a very magisterial opinion. It's about respect for human dignity.
The Chief Justice insists that once a suspect has been taken into custody or cut off from the outside world, he must be informed of his right against self-incrimination. The court was telling every police precinct in the nation they would have to start warning suspects of their rights before the interrogation began.
The court was creating something that was new. The court had never said anything like this before.
These are what we know as the Miranda warnings. And one of Chief Justice Warren's warnings included a right to an attorney because that right is indispensable to the protection of the Fifth Amendment privilege.
The court says, in effect, wait a minute. Instead of applying the Sixth Amendment right, we're going to recognize that the Fifth Amendment privilege applies, and the Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination includes the right to have a lawyer to protect the privilege.
The neat move that Warren comes up with is to use a Sixth Amendment animal as a means of dealing with a Fifth Amendment problem. The consequences of a defendant invoking his rights under Miranda isn't necessarily that a lawyer will rush in and the interrogation will proceed. It's more likely that the interrogation will stop.
By telling the suspect he has a tool to stop the interrogation until a lawyer arrives, the majority in the Miranda decision is trying to level the playing field in the interrogation room and protect the Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. The dissents were furious. Justice John Harlan said, "One is entitled to feel astonished that the Constitution can produce this result." And Justice Byron White's dissent said what a lot of people in the country thought. He argued that the Miranda decision was going to make it harder for the police to do their job and make the country a more dangerous place to live. He said the court's rule will return a killer, a rapist, or other criminal to the streets to repeat his crime whenever it pleases him.
The remarkable thing about Miranda's history is that when it was handed down, it was the most controversial criminal procedure decision ever. Congress railed against it. Richard Nixon ran against it.
This is Richard Nixon's nomination speech at the 1968 convention.
Let us always respect, as I do, our courts and those who serve on them, but let us also recognize that some of our courts, in their decisions, have gone too far in weakening the peace forces as against the criminal forces in this country.
But as the next president and Congress worried on behalf of the police, something unexpected happened. Police all over the country embraced Miranda.
Every jurisdiction in 6 months or a year had a Miranda card, a laminated card. They took the language directly out of the opinion, word for word.
Number 1, do you understand that you have a right to remain silent? 2, do you understand that anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law? 3, do you understand that you have a right to talk to a lawyer and have one present with you while you are questioned? 4, do you understand that if you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, if you wish one will be appointed to represent you free of charge? 5, do you understand each of these rights I have explained to you?